Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first totally remote learning day. I know it's a little bit different than what we're used to, but hopefully we kind of get comfortable with this and get used to it, and we'll realize that it's actually a lot of fun to be able to kind of pace your own learning. So today in science and social studies, if you remember yesterday, we just started our new unit on learning about our continents and oceans. So what I wanted to do today was show you guys a really cool video that gives us even more facts about our continents and kind of where they're located, their size, their population, all of these interesting facts. Because remember, we're really working on remembering where our continents are located, knowing which continent is which, and kind of knowing some good information about each of the continents. So what I'm going to do, be patient with Ms. Smith as she tries to figure this technology out. I'm going to hopefully share my screen, and when I share my screen, you guys should hopefully be able to see my video. Yep, okay. So here we go. As the video is playing, you guys, you should hopefully still see me in the top corner as I pause to go over some interesting facts. So it says, today we are going to learn about the continents of the world. Let's get started.
All right, let's get down to business. Today, as we said, we are going to learn about the continents of the world. So what is a continent? A continent is a large mass of land.
Let me pause here to remind you guys that we will have an activity after this where you guys need to answer some questions. Hint, hint, this is one of your questions. What is a continent? Remember, a continent is just any huge piece of land. When they use the word mass, that's another way of saying a huge chunk or block of land.
And the world has 7 continents.
See if you guys remember the song. Remember, it goes to the tune of Frere Jacques. So, North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, Australia, Antarctica, Antarctica. Ms. Smith almost forgot to count there. That's a little embarrassing.
So, how many continents are in the world? Yeah, 7. The names of the 7 continents are North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. So, if you're ready, let's learn the continents one by one.
Here we go.
The first continent we're going to learn about today is North America. North America is at the top left corner of most world maps.
Again, you guys, that's where we live. Our continent is North America. The United States is right here in the middle.
And North America is the 3rd largest continent. It's a pretty big continent. And it's interesting, North America has all of the major biomes, including deserts, grasslands, forests, aquatic, and tundra.
Remember, you guys, biomes is another word for like habitats. So these are some of the habitats we covered in science. Tundra is another word for Arctic. We have oceans, of course. We've talked about deserts, grasslands, and forests.
A biome is a type of habitat, a natural environment for all living things.
Monster Math presents Addition Below 10. Okay, class,
There we go.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Okay. Remember, North America is at the top left of the world map. The next continent we're going to learn about is South America. South America is at the bottom left corner of most world maps, just below North America. South America is the fourth largest continent. That means it's a medium-sized continent. Brazil is the largest country in South America. It is more than half the...
Miss Smith has actually been to Brazil before, so when we come back from fall break, I'm going to show you guys some pictures of when I stayed in the rainforest and all of the crazy cool animals I saw and fishing and all kinds of crazy stuff we did.
Size of the whole continent. You can see Brazil is colored green on this map. Brazil is so big, it's almost the size of the United States of America. South America is home to the Amazon River. Only the Nile River in Africa is longer than the Amazon. The Amazon River is incredible. Remember, South America is at the bottom left of the world map. The next continent we're going to talk about is Europe. Europe is at the top middle of most world maps. Europe isn't a very big continent. In fact, Europe is the second smallest continent. And it's interesting, Europe is the only continent that does not have a desert biome. Remember, biome is a habitat, an environment for living things. Forests were the main biome of Europe. 80% of Europe was once covered in forest, but sadly, now only 3% of Europe is covered in forest because so many of the trees have been cut down.
That's one example, you guys, we've talked about how habitats have been changing. When people cut down trees, it destroys environments, and the animals and organisms that used to live there are now at risk and must find a new place to live.
Remember, Europe is at the top middle of the world map. The next continent we're going to talk about is Africa.
Number 4.
Africa is easy to find on the map because Africa is right in the middle of most world maps. Africa is the second largest continent. Africa is huge. While in many continents, much of the population are in urban areas, the majority of people living in Africa live in rural areas instead of cities.
So rural, you guys, just means like more spread out, a lot more open land and nature. It's not like huge, tall buildings and busy, fast cars all over the place. It's a lot more natural.
And this is interesting. With 54 countries, more than a quarter of all the countries in the world are in Africa.
That's a lot of countries, you guys. North America only has 3 major countries. They have 54.
Remember, Africa is in the middle of the world map. The next continent we're going to talk about is Asia. Asia is at the top right of most world maps. Asia is the largest continent. It's even larger than Africa. It's the biggest continent in the world. Asia has more people living there than any other continent. Over 4.2 billion people live in Asia. So not only is Asia the largest continent, but it also has the most people. Asia is also home to the largest nation in the world, China. Remember, Asia is at the top right of the world map.
Biggest continent.
All right, now it's time to talk about the next continent, Australia. Australia is at the bottom right corner of...
Ms. Smith has also been to Australia, so when we come back to school, I'm going to show you guys pictures of some of the things I saw in Australia.
Most world maps. Australia is the smallest continent. Australia also has the fewest countries, just one country. Can you guess what the country is? Yeah, the country of Australia.
So that means Australia's only got its little chunk of countries. It doesn't have a lot of countries compared to Africa that has 54.
This is interesting. In the continent of Australia, there are more sheep than people. Tons and tons of sheep.
Remember when we had that question about where sheep live and we knew that they couldn't live in the Arctic? Well, now we know where we can find most of them, in Australia.
Australia is also home to many unique animals, like kangaroos and koalas. Remember, Australia is at the bottom right of the world map. Our last continent is...
Who thinks they know what it is? Hopefully you're thinking...
Antarctica. Antarctica is at the very bottom of most world maps. Antarctica is the least populated continent.
No people live there. Too cold for anybody to live there. The only people that will come are scientists who are doing projects, but they don't even live there permanently. They're just there for a short time.
Antarctica receives visitors.
Who remembers what those big mounds of ice are called? Hopefully you're thinking glaciers.
But has zero permanent residents. That means no one lives there full time. Antarctica is the only continent completely covered in ice. That means the only biome that Antarctica has is the tundra biome.
Arctic climate.
Remember, Antarctica is at the bottom of the world map. You've done such a great job. Now it's time to put you to the test and see how much you learned. We're going to play a quick game called Name the Continent, where you're going to see the continent on the map, and you're going to tell us which continent you think it is. Here's the first one. Look at the yellow region.
The biggest continent.
Which continent is that?
The biggest continent. Hopefully you're thinking.
You can see the 7 choices. Just go ahead and say it out loud. Yeah, it's Asia. How about this one? Which continent is the yellow region?
In the middle.
It's right in the middle of the map.
Biggest.
Yeah, it's Africa. All right, now look at the continent colored yellow in this one. Way at the bottom right corner of the world map.
Hopefully you're
Which
thinking.
continent is it? All right, Australia. How about this one? Look at the yellow region. It's way at the bottom on this one. Which continent is it?
People live here.
You have an idea? Yeah, Antarctica. Here's another one. Look at the yellow continent. Which continent is it?
Underneath.
Uh-huh. It's South America. Great job. Here's another one. Which continent is the yellow continent?
In forest. It
It's
used
in
to
the
be.
top middle of the map. Yeah, it's Europe.
One left. What is it?
Here's our final one. Look at the yellow continent. Which continent is it? Yes, North America.
Good job.
Awesome job. Awesome job. Well, that's all for the continents. We appreciate you playing the game with us and learning with us.
So hopefully you guys, you were listening very, very carefully because we got a lot of great facts. Once you finish this video, Ms. Smith has a Google form just like we always do, and it's attached to this assignment. I want you to turn it in and complete it for your classwork grade for today. If you do not do it, that means you have to get a 0. So make sure you do it. Once you do this, you are done with science and social studies until we come back from fall break, which is Monday, October 19th. Make sure you guys do your work in your other classes, and I will see you guys when we come back from fall break. I'll miss you, be safe, and I can't wait to talk to you guys soon. Bye.